mattress. You won't find it better than this. Just let go if you leave. Just let me know so I won't look down. You.
Guys, Keyshawn Uchiha here, back at you with another What If. And this What If is going to be different from the other What Ifs y'all have always watched. And this is going to be what if Deku had Diablo, or should I say King Crimson Stand. Now, for this alternate What If, this is not from any other What If or anime. This My Hero Academia is a pretty good anime I like, but this is going to be different. I want to change it up, from all different What Ifs. We're still going to keep the story as the same, but it's just going to be a little bit different because it's an alternate universe. But this What If is going to be different, and let's just start with this What If. And if you like it, leave a like and comment. Tell me if you want to see some more, or hear some more of this What If, or just don't like and dislike it, and just tell me why you don't like it. It's okay. I ain't gonna get mad. Alright, let's start this. So we start off with Inko giving birth to Deku. Now, okay, well, let me start how Inko gave birth to Deku. We start with Doppio, basically, or should I say, Doppio, the good kind, the kind-hearted one. But, with the personality of Diablo, Doppio goes to China or Tokyo. But I don't know. I forgot what they stayed at. But he met Inko. Now, he been thinking about having children for a long time, but he didn't find the right person until he met Inko. Now, him and Inko talked, hitting off, and they did the deed, and Inko was pregnant. Inko didn't have the time to tell Doppio that she was pregnant. Doppio head back, because the boss called him and he picked up a random frog, and Inko thought that was weird, but she thought that was the stand to make anything into a phone. A quirk to talk to to make anything into a phone, and he was like, yes boss, and the boss was telling him, hey, you gotta head back to Italy, we gotta get this work done. And he head back, and you know what happened next. He met his inflatable end, and Diablo went to the infinite death loop, rip him. But after that, Inko was pregnant, and she went to the hospital, and she was giving birth to Deku. Now, Deku comes out with not green hair, but pink hair. And this pink hair has the black pack polka dots on it, like Diablo has, and he has his eyes open. Now, at first they think he's dead, but no, he blinks, and they're like, oh, he's already blinking? Wow, his quirk must be strong. But this is not his quirk. This is actually his father, Stan. Well, should I say, Stan manifesting through him. And I know a baby can't survive from a Stan thing, but shut up. It's an alternate universe. Get used to it. But yeah, basically, he is born, and as he's growing, he still he becomes, best buddy with Bakugo, because, Inko and Bakugo's mom, I forgot her name, basically is, just talking, and Bakugo and, Deku is just playing with each other and stuff, and, Deku sees the future, and his hair is long like his father. So when and he sees the future through his hair, he's like, "What is this?" But that's the stand manifesting a little bit, epitaph, the slowly seeing the future, basically seeing in the future, and he sees it. He's like, "Oh, he's gonna unlock his quirk," and basically, Bakugo unlocks his quirk, and Bakugo, he's, we all know, once you get the quirk, he gets all cocky. He starts getting cocky and shit, and turn into a villain. It's a little bit of a cocky ass villain. But Bakugo gets in and said, "Look, Deku, I got it. And Deku is going to be named Pucci Deku or Deku Pucci. Yeah, 2 first names. All right, 2 first names. All right. I don't know his last name. I don't know. No, not Pucci. Deku Diallo, I think. Yeah, no, Doppio. Yeah. It's gonna be named Doppi Deku. Yeah, so Doppi Deku. So Bakugo said Doppi look, and Deku looks, and he's like, wow. Like Deku's not surprised because he's already saw it in the future, but he says, oh, that's cool, Kashan. And Baku get that little cockiness saying, wow, my quirk is better than yours, and Deku doesn't care because he says, well, I'm gonna be worthy to be number 1 hero and you're not. And Deku got this little habit, like his father saying, I'm worthy, it's my fate to become the number 1 hero. So yeah, he's going to be saying that sometimes. So as they grow a little bit more, when they're hitting like school, like middle school, yeah, they start hitting middle school. Bakugo became more as a cocky, arrogant bully. Deku, he kind of doesn't have the thing to hide his identity, but he doesn't want people to know his like power. Because when he went to the quirk doctor says, you have no quirk. And Deku, he didn't care because he knows he has something, but he just doesn't know yet. And he just said, I don't care. I'm worthy to become the number 1 hero. It's my choice. It's my willpower. I will be the chosen one to become the number 1 hero. And the doctor says, if you say so. And he says, no, if you says so, I am worthy. And Inko was calming him down, saying, calm down, sweetheart. And he says, alright. And he just leaves. And the doctor's saying, man, this kid got issues. But, basically. But it's kind of his father addiction too, of it's my fate and I'm worthy to become the champion and some shit. But in middle school, Bakugo thought of doing something funny and trying to explode Deku. Basically trying to, prove his story because Deku is never afraid of him and he always still treats him as a friend, even though he's a douchebag right now. So he goes for a explosion. Deku sees this with the avatar. He's like, it happened again. So Deku dodges it and he straight up punches him right in the face. And he's like, Bakugo, you're not worthy to touch me. And Bakugo, he gets pissed. He is furious. He's trying to go out for it, but the teachers come in and say, what y'all doing? And Deku says, well, Doppi Deku says, it's not my fault. He was trying to attack me. I just have to fix myself. I'm sorry. And the teacher, the teachers, they like him. They like him. They really like him. They don't fear him. They just like him. And he has that kind of aura around him. So they like, Bakugo, go to the principal's office. And he's like, pain in my ass. And he just goes. Now Deku, he's not smiling because he's a little bit upset with Bakugo trying to, attack him and harass him. But he doesn't care. He just says, he's like, oh, Kashan, how come ever since you got that quirk, you've been getting more cocky lately? He says, oh, well. So he heads to class, waiting for Bakugo to get his done pep talk. And he's like in there too. Let's say a couple of days passed and the bullying for Deku has gotten worse. But Deku, he is calming his temper. He has his temper like his father's, Doppio. And Doppio temper is furious. Yeah, and if I said Pucci meant Inko, forget about that. It was Doppio. So Doppio has like kind of, if y'all watched, the JoJo Bizarre Adventures and you seen his like emotion of like just going on a rampage, you seen it. So Deku is like, just think of this, he's thinking more as his fate, like kind of, and he's like, saying this is fate tested me to see if I'm worthy to be hero, if I'm determined to not turn into a villain and hurt these people, and to be worthy as a good person. So, he's constantly, like anything bad happened to him, he just puts it all on fate, like saying it was fate that turned me, to face me with this option to do, basically. So let's say it's the last day of middle school, and the teacher comes in. He's like, "Oh, people sign up for the UA exams to become a hero." He's like, "Oh, Illuminate Kid, everybody's becoming a hero." But Deku had been training with his stand, King Crimson, so he kind of erased time and just and all the papers back in the on the teacher's day. He's like, "What happened?" And everybody's confused because they saw him do the papers up, and Deku's just saying, no. And he says, "Well, some people want to become heroes and some people don't. But I know I want to become a hero and I signed up for it." Bakugo, he's still confused, and he didn't do the speech of, "Yeah, I'm better than anyone," because he's still trying to figure out how the hell the papers got back on the desk. But Bakugo says, "Whatever, I'm going to become a hero too, and none of y'all is going to be heroes." And Deku says, or should I say Deku says, "Oh, Kashan, why are you doing this? Why you always gotta bring people down?" And Bakugo had enough of him because he basically feels like he's getting intimidated, and he's just getting his "I'm going to scrap with Deku up to 100, 1,000 now." So he said, "Let's go outside. I want to end this right now." So the teacher is saying, "No, we're not gonna do that." Deku says, "Teacher, let me put him in his place. Let me just teach him." And the teachers, like I said, the teachers, staff, everybody likes Deku because Deku shows leadership, like his father, determination, sometimes, if he wants to, and kindness. Truly loyalty and kindness. And people really like it. Now, Deku goes out, and he erased times to go out there, and Bakugo is confused, but he doesn't care. He hops out the window and does the things, and he lands on the ground. And he's like, "We're gonna end this now." Bakugo, henchmen, they're gonna play a role in this part. It's gonna be very special. Y'all gonna like this. Now, when they're about to fight, Deku sees the future for I say 2 seconds. 2 seconds to see Bakugo trying to throw for explosion. Now it happens. He dodges it, and Bakugo says, "What the hell?" and Deku punches him in the gut. Now, this is where I say Deku, one of his henchmen, has a quirk to turn his hand into a rock fist, and he punched Deku's in the head, which Deku forgot to do to see the future. And this is what triggers Deku into a second form. Now, this is kind of a soul spirit thing. So Deku goes in his mindscape and he sees something. It's him, but it's a more trigger person, not a personality, but like a person that if Deku gets knocked out or anything, he will come out. And when Deku hits the ground holding one knee, his 2 arms of his stand comes out, and he started screaming in anger, saying, "Ah!" just destroying everything around him with the 2 arms. Now the people can see it because Deku was letting them see it to show true fear. And he gets back up with his head down. He's like, "Yo, I'm done here." And when all of them try and jump him at once, he just straight up demolishes all of them. He does one leg sweep with the karate chop down to the ground to knock down one of the henchmen, then karate chop him in the chest, not killing him, but bruising him. Then he does another karate chop on another goon, and then he punches one up in the air so high that he's on top of the school building. Now, for Bakugo, this is going to be a different part now. For Bakugo, Deku just demolished him. He uses the 2 Cream Crimson stands, and he punch him up, and he start barraging him. And when I said this is the alternate universe, this is gonna be the alternate universe King Crimson stand. I tell you what's his abilities later, but basically he punches him with the 2 arms. Now he gets barrage punches by the 2 arms, and he gets sent flying to a tree, which the tree breaks in half after he get hit by the impact. And Deku goes back to normal, like, and he's like, what happened? And he's like, oh god, did I do this? And he runs up to Bakugo and says, Kanshan, I'm sorry, did I hurt you that much? And Bakugo, he looks at him in true fear. He's like, get away from me. And, you know, Deku just grabs his bag and he just leaves in sadness, because he's like, I failed this time. I thought I can do it. And he's kind of rethinking his stuff for what he did when the sludge, and he takes the shortcut for the tunnel. And this is where the sludge going to attack. Now, Deku, he always trains up his appetite to, like, and he has, like, pure 20 minutes to see into the future. Now, once he sees into the future, he sees anything. Now, he stops, he sees into the future, and he instantly sees the sludge villain attacking him. Now he dodges this with the other move of kind of like disappearing like Leo, but like just like it does like a dodge instant. And he says, I'm not feeling this right now. And the sludge villain, he's like saying, this body's gonna be mine. And he erases time. Not a sense of racing time, but it's like in that movement, he basically set himself in a different space field, where everybody be in an unstate conscience of attacking, and Deku can just see all the actions, and he can write stay where he can just stay where he's at and just dodge, and they don't know what the hell just happened, or B, he can let them, like he can they can attack him, but he can just dodge all the attack and then just karate chop him in the back of the head, basically. And they won't remember any recollection of how he did that or how they got where they at, basically. So basically he does that, and the sub villain basically start attacking. But he attacks the wall. He doesn't remember any collection of doing that, and Deku just straight up just goes for a karate chop, which, you know, the sludge villain made out of slime, so Deku says okay. Then he just like runs for it. Now All Might comes in and he sees Deku run out the tunnel with the sludge villain right behind him. All Might just short smash it, in which Deku like sees All Might, and Deku is a fan, like Doppio Deku is a fan. He's pretty much as a fan. And he's like, oh, All Might, the number one hero. It was fate that brought us together. It was really fate that brought us here to meet each other, so I can ask you this question. And All Might's confused by this, like saying, okay, what do you want me to ask about? And he said, am I worthy to be hero? Can I truly be hero with this power I have? And I know that this power feels like it's evil, but I can make it good. Am I worthy to become a hero, the number one like you? And All Might says, he smiles and he says, of course you can. And Deku, he needed to hear those words, because what he did is pretty much destroy all the people. And he said, okay. So he smiled and he says, thanks, All Might. And All Might, you know, grabs the bottle, puts the substance in it, and he jumps out the way. Jumps away. Deku forgets to get an autograph from All Might, but he says it's whatever. But I'm gonna say this is gonna add an extra part to it. So All Might's jumping, and let's just say the bottle fell and it hit the wall. Now Bakugo gets attacked by sludge villain, which we all know what happened, and Deku sees this while walking home. And he's like, oh no, this might be fate testing me if I can really use my power for good. And Deku, he goes for it. But the Swordsman used Bako as like a thing to bomb like Deku, but he used erase time. Now, all the action is still happening, but no one has a recollection of what's going on right now. He just sees it. He just goes right behind the Swordsman saying, "It's over for you," and everything goes back to normal. Now the Swordsman is confused, doesn't know what the hell happened. Deku grabs Bakugo and, with his stand, and he's like, and he says, "Ultimate King Crimson," and he pulls him out. And the Swordsman is confused, like, what the hell? How? And I'm gonna say he has an ability where it has multiple chops, and he chops the Sub-Zero into multiple pieces, not killing it, but just like the Sub-Zero. He can kill it, but he didn't want to kill it. He just chopped it in multiple pieces because the stand can. I'm just gonna say Deku's stand can just destroy anything and can touch anything. I'm just gonna say it for this one, but another way it's probably not gonna be enough. So it gets destroyed. He gets knocked out. All Might comes and he says, "This is the kid. This is the one." People don't know how Deku did it because, people can't see stands unless Deku wants them to see it, because I'm going to say in what if people can see stands unless you show it to them. So they just see a little ghost experience of this Deku's unit, and All Might, as Deku's going home, and all the people saying, "Yo, you did a good job, like, hey, you should join my thing, and they was also talking to Bakugo good, Bakugo too, saying, "You should join my thing," and Deku just, walks home saying, I don't want to join none of y'all things. This is not my fate to join y'all things. And, he's walking home. Bakugo says, "Hey, Deku." And Deku looks and says, "Yes, Kana?" And Bakugo says, "I didn't need your saving." And Deku gets a little sad about this. Deku gets a little sad and says, "Okay." And he walks home. But Bakugo knows he was a dick at that part, and he just said, "I'll say sorry to him later." And he just walks away. All Might stops Deku and says, "Hey, I saw your true heroicness, and I feel like I want you to be my successor for One For All." Oh no, All For All? No, One For All. One For All. Deku is, Deku is saying, "This is fate giving me more power so I can truly be the number one hero." Saying, yes, accepting it. Now, will this affect his stand? As y'all thinking? Probably not. But yes, it will. But he's not going to be busted. But he's going to be OP. Now, it's going to enhance all his abilities. For like the 10 seconds, it's going to be up to 20 seconds. And it gets stronger, and the time scene goes up farther. And his time race up to 20 seconds, and it can go farther the more Deku trains and knows how to truly. And also, One For All can make him, when the time race happens, he can really touch people. Just go behind him and touch him when time erase is active. And also, he has another ability. It's called Up Attack, where, I think it's called something. But basically, when he activates it, nothing can touch him. Nothing can basically touch him. And he's basically clear. And he can last it longer since he has One For All. But All Might says, "Meet me at the beach. We're going to get some training." And Deku says, yeah. So I think in the 1 month training, we're going to, since this is an alternate universe, we're going to say 2 months of training. Deku is clearing up the beach. And he's slowly using his stand and understanding his stand. And he makes the stand in full appearance. Now, All Might's asking, how did you defeat the Sub-Zero? And Deku shows him it because he trusts All Might. He says, "This is my stand." And All Might heard this because some in Japan has stands, but half the stand users are in hiding because there's like a stand killer, basically staying, trying to kill them. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, or All For One basically trying to understand what is a stand so he can get his own stand and destroy the world, basically, or kill all heroes. So they're basically not there at Japan anymore, and it's just Deku. So Deku is basically, telling him what his stand can do and stuff, and how far it can go, and how close it can be. And All understanding because he's been researching stands. He's like, I see. And he says, how about you use the stand and One for All at the same time? He says, I've been using that. I already did it. He was like, and he was shocked. He was like, oh, okay. And Deku's finished at the thing, and they go to a weight thing, and All Might has a secret training room and stuff. And he started training Deku. Now Deku start getting the training for that 2 months, and he's ripped. He's all set, and his stand is stronger, and he's stronger, and he can use. I'm not gonna say 100% One for All. He's not gonna be that busted. I say 15%. 15% of full Calvin. Nah, that's a little busted. I say 10% full Calvin. Not 15% because he's been training hard, because that's Doppy Deku. So basically, Doppio child. So after that, All Might is saying good luck, Deku, and Deku says thank you. And he goes home and he rests, and he start heading to the US exam, or the entrance exam. Now, he's going there and he sees his future falling on a rock and a girl catching him. And he says, this must be fate. I must follow this rock to meet this girl. As he's thinking, but he says, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm going to walk away from this. And he just dodges the rock, and he doesn't meet Uraraka. I believe so. And he just goes on. Now, this is where he meets Bakugo again. Now, Bakugo says sorry for being an a-hole, and Deku forgives him. He says, it's okay. I know this all this time. You've just been being cocky because of that quirk. Your quirk is really good, but you just need to stop being cocky and just know when to stop doing stuff like that. And Deku is an understanding person in this alternate universe, so he's like, yeah, I understand. And they start talking and stuff. But also Bakugo is afraid of Deku due to seeing his whole face in, and seeing like the middle face of his forehead of the epitaph, and it's screaming at him, because when he got beat up and he was in that tree, like broken tree, he sees that in the epitaph face, and the face was saying, no, you're gonna die, and Deku just had a furious face of want to kill him. So yeah, that's why he's kind of like more respectful. But they start talking, and I forgot that nerd, the guy with glasses, but he's telling them to be quiet, and he's like, and he just erased time a little bit, and he puts him in another room, and the guy is confused. He's like, what? I was just talking to, and he said, come on, let's just take our seat and listen to the guy. And they was listening to the guy, and then they start doing all the things. He passes all of them with ease, and the writing, the written one, he gets like kind of good because he wasn't really going for the studying, but he goes for it. He did kind of good. Now here goes the robots. Now everybody's about to go. Deku will race time, and he's far ahead of everybody, and they're like, what? How is he so far ahead? And he's just destroying robots left and right. And he's not using One for All, he's just using a stand. He's not showing it to anyone, he's just showing it as a ghost spirit, and he's just showing the game. They don't know how he's doing it, but they know he's getting points. Now, sorry. As Deku is destroying robots, he says this should be enough points. Until he sees the pointer robot, and everybody's running back, and he hears the girl calling up for help. Now, he sees in the future of her getting crushed, and he's like, it's the same girl. It must really do be fate of me and her supposed to meet. And he doesn't know what for, but he says it must be fate. He goes in, and he's going to get her out the rubble. Now, Zero Bar Order comes in. Now, he uses time to race time. He walks behind the Zero Pointer robot legs, and he just karate chops them in half. And he jumps up top, and he karate chops the thing in the head, which makes it explode in the bottom and the head. Now, how it goes is the legs fall down and explode. He start crashing, and then the head blows up. And he gets Uraraka out, and she's like, thank you, and she doesn't know how it happened, but he erased time, and she doesn't know how she got there, but he said, you're welcome, and he leaves. Now, she doesn't know his name because they didn't meet, but he pretty much is done. Now, the whole score is done, and he goes home. He's like, I think I got like in second. He's like, no, I got first. I'm worthy to get in first. I am chosen to do this. And he goes to bed. He wakes up the next morning, and he gets the letter from the he's been chosen to go to the high school. Now, this is where he gets first, and All Might graduate him, and he's like, yes, I am truly one step closer to becoming the #1 hero. And he started laughing, but not in a monologue, just laughing. And he started going to school. Now, I'm gonna get a little spoiler. Part 2 or probably part 3. You might get a record email. Yes or no. But yeah, let's continue on. He goes there, and he's all set, and he goes to the classroom a little bit early than everybody else, and he's quiet, just looking out the window, looking at the sky, saying what a beautiful day. And this is where everybody comes in, say hello and stuff to each other, and Deku says hello to Bakuro saying hello. Then, he sits down, not having his feet up because, he's afraid he might get punched in the abdomen or karate chopped. And this is where, Yuko-chan? I forgot her name. But she comes in and thanks Deku, and, he says no problem and stuff, and, just start talking a little. The guy with glasses, I forgot what the, engines on the legs, he sits down because, no one's not acting up, and Bakuro's not doing anything, and, Deku says, hey guys, can y'all please be quiet? The teacher's starting to sleep here. And they don't know what he's talking about, but he sees in the future that, a couple minutes in the future, that he's going to say everybody be quiet, and he just says, guys, please, trust me, and they also gotta be quiet. Now, as he get up, he sees everybody quiet, and he's like, okay, this class might be good after all, since everybody gave up that good impression. He says, alright everybody get ready, we're going to test out your quirks. And he says, and Deku says, okay, and he says, guys, no one disagree with him because I believe he actually can kick us all out of school, and it's my fate and worthy to show him what my true power is. And people was kind of confused about it, but they said, okay, sure. And they all get undressed, and when Deku is undressing himself, he is ripped, and everybody can see that, and they're like, damn, he must have been really pushing his body to the limit. And they all head out, and they're all starting. He says, alright, we're gonna do the swimming thing first. They do the swimming. Deku gets first in everything, but the ball throw, he gets in second because, the girl and her gravity thing. But he gets second. Now, everybody passed except for, I say, the bald dude. Yeah, the dude with the sticky balls. He fails. He fails that, and so he's out pretty much. But everybody else is still in, including Invisible Girl. because this visible girl is cool and she can use her quirk in many other ways if she knows how to use it. But yeah, they all is done, and now the hero and villain arc. The teams is gonna be different. No, every team's gonna be the same. It's just gonna be short because they're missing one member. But yeah, it's pretty much short, and for that one missing member, they just add a random steward, and I'm just gonna name him Key, just Kiwi. That's going to be his name. I'm sorry, but that's going to be his name. He comes in and he has an plot twist. This person has the ability to control sand, or should I say all elements around him, to make anything. Basically, like not like the Avatar, but his own Avatar way. He comes in and he fills in the role. Now, basically, all teams are the same, but kind of different. Now, Deku, Dappy Deku and the girl with the gravity, basically, Urachan, I forgot her name. But, she basically asks Deku what's the plan, and, Bakugo and the guy with the engine, basically, is, the villains. And they basically, talk, Bakugo says, just shut up, watch the bomb, I'm gonna handle Deku, and I'm gonna finish him off. Now, Deku knows this. He knows that he did something to put fear in him, and Bakugo is trying to unfear it. So, he tells her that, hey, find the bomb, just get to it, finish the job, I'm going to handle Deku. I'm going to handle Bakugo, and I'm going to deal with him, and then I'll meet you up there. Now, she agrees upon it, and just, start going in their separate ways. Why? Bakugo is just destroying everything around him, and he's, crazy for, Dappy Deku, and he sees him, he's like, Deku! And he's like, I'm here to end you, and Dappy Deku says, are you sure about that? You're not worthy to touch me yet. You're truly not worthy. And Bakugo, he been doing his research. He been studying his ass off to try to figure out what Deku can do and how can he do it. So basically, he sees in the future that he's going for an explosion to try to counter his erased time, and he's like, oh, I see you've been trying. I see you've been learning my ways. So he basically used race time. Now, Bakugo goes for explosion, which is supposed to hit him, but he dodges it, and he says, you really thought you had me? Now feel the true power. And it shows a reflection of basically Bakugo, and he's confused of why he sees himself, and he gets a karate chop back in his head, and he gets knocked out. He didn't do it hard to crack his skull, he just karate chops. And, and he started going to the bomb, and, the engine dude sees, Deku, but the girl Ida already grabs, touched the bomb, and Heroes won. Now that's arc over. We're going to head to Bakugo's standard. Now Bakugo is at home, pissed. He is furious. He doesn't know what the hell is happening, and he's getting angry about it. Now this is where his willpower comes in, because to unfair to get a stand, you have to have two different ways. And I'm going to tell you two different ways right now. A, you must have the powerful of the willpower. Or actually three ways. A, you must be born with the stand. B, you must have the power of the willpower, because some people can get a stand by that, including trees or rats and cockroaches. I know chalking, right? And C, you must get hit by a stand. Now, I'm going to say there was a villain when Bakugo was walking home, and the villain shot an arrow at Bakugo because he was trying to become a villain, and he was trying to get invited to the lead to the villains, and it hits on Bakugo. He didn't die by it because it didn't hit him in the heart, but the arrow goes in him, and he gets a stand. Now his stand is gonna be called King Killer, basically. And he sees this stand. Well, he basically is in the hospital right now because his mom, was worried about him. And Deku goes in and sees Bakugo, and Bakugo looks at Deku, saying, "I can defeat you now." And Deku saying, "Are you sure about that?" And his stand shows out, and it's like, and it shows like it. Imagine this. It's like a crown. It's like a kind of a broken crown, and it has like Boom on the left side and TNT on the other side of his arms. And he says, "I can end you now." And he says, "King Killer," and and they both use their stands to do the heavy punches at each other. And he says, "I see you have a stand in." And he says, "I'll be waiting." And Deku is smiling because he feels like he's not the only one now that has a stand, and he's happy. And Bakugo is smiling too because he knows now he can try to defeat Deku. And so he gets out the hospital and starts training. And I'm going to end this part. We're going to do the rest of the parts later on. This is going to be part 1. So what if Deku had alternate universe King Crimson? And that's it, guys, and peace.